Welcome to Project 8. And in this project, we've got several different objectives that we're going to look at. So there'll be probably 3 videos accompanying this one to meet those objectives. First thing we're going to look at is how to calculate sill plate. Second, how to calculate and how to define what type of floor joist you need. And third, we're going to look at how much or how to calculate flooring. What do you buy and how much of it? So we'll get started here with a sill plate. Now, a sill plate is what you put on top of your foundation wall, and foundation wall can either be concrete or it can be a concrete block. Now, we've got CMU, which is concrete masonry unit blocks here, and if you'll notice, my sill plate just goes right on top of them. Now, underneath the sill plate, you have some insulation that goes underneath, a little strip of insulation that'll go underneath there, and sometimes you'll put a termite shield, and that's something to take into consideration. But for this one, we've got our insulation underneath of it. We put our sill plates down, and the sill plates are held on by anchor bolts that run out of the cells of the concrete block that have been grouted in, and then you just take a nut and tighten these down to the block. Now, the sill plate's main purpose is exactly what it is. It's the sill. It's actually what the floor joist rests on. Okay, and it's a little protection between the concrete block floor joist, and in some applications, your sill plate must be treated wood. In some applications. And it just depends on the code where you're at. So we're going to get started with this, and I want to show you something real quick. Look around here, and I'll turn this thing around. Here's that sill plate. You see how it comes all the way up to the edge of this concrete? You turn it like this, and you can see the concrete block over here. It's all the way against the edge here. Alright, just to make us clear on that. So it's really sill plates. First thing I want to do is look at my floor plan here, and first thing I want to do is my overall length here is 25 foot 8 7/8 inches. I want to say that's 25 foot 9. This one up here, and I went from inside to inside on this one because I went outside to outside. But it looks like it's 40 foot 5 3/8. We'll just say 40 foot 6 inches. Make it easy. Now, when figuring a sill plate, you don't want to piece sill plates too much. Alright? You want to make the longest stride you can with it because they're anchored down. The fewer smaller pieces in it, the better off you're going to be. So looking at this, we've got 40 foot 6 inches to say. Well, when you buy dimensional lumber, you usually buy it in increments of 2 feet. 10 foot, 12 foot, 14, 16, 18, and so on. But you'll find out when you start going to your home improvement centers that 16 foot seems like is about the longest that you can get in dimensional lumber. Okay? You can get the other sizes, but sometimes they have to be specially brought in, specially ordered. So, we are going to look at this, and 40 foot 6, we'll say 40 foot 6 inches, and let's try to figure out how we can do this. Alright, if we done 16 foot pieces, 2 16 foot pieces is 32 foot, and then we could have possibly a 10 foot piece, which would make 42 foot. We could do that. That would be a suggestion. We could also do how about if we went 3/12? It's not long enough, is it? So it looks like to me, if we buy 2 16 footers and 1 10 foot, that would end up just about being right with very little waste. That way we'd have actually 3 pieces over here. So I want to write that down real quick. So we'll say we need 2 16 foot and these are going to be 2x6s. And then we also need and we're also going to have as of right now, it looks like 1 2x10. Okay, so what you get here, you have to get down here because it's equal on this one. So if we have we need 2 on this part, 1 up here, 1 down here, and up here we double this one and we need 4 now. So we'll keep all that in check. Now let's look on this side. What would be the best way we could do this for that steel plate across here? 25 foot 9 inches, we'll say. Well, 16 to 16 is 32. That could work, but we'd be wasting some material there. We could go 12 and 12 is not going to be long enough. 10 and 10, 3 10s would be 30. Might be a way to go, but again, we're piecing it 3 times at that point. 14 and 14 would be 28. Hey, let's wonder if we can get us a 14 footer. That would work out perfect, wouldn't it? 14 and 14. So I believe that's the way we'll go with this one. So, of course, I want to write that down. So you do the same thing on this side as over here. So that would be 4 14 foot. Two by 6, and for this steel plate around through here, we're going to have to order and buy 4 14 footers 2 by 6, 2 10 foot 2 by 6, and 4 16 foot 2 by 6 for our steel plate.